Hi, my little babies. Welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. Book Reviews. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. Welcome back to another episode. My nose itches. Rabbit fluff. Anyways, let's center our chi in preparation for the rage that's about to bubble up inside me. Let the hate flow through you. Okay. Hi. My name is Candice. Welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Now that we've got our intro out of the way. In today's video, we will not be reviewing a book. Instead, we will be discussing other people's reviews of books. Specifically, their 1-star review of books. Their 1-star review for books for a specific author. I think you know what I mean. Yes, in today's video, we will be going back to our segment of a 5-star rant for your 1-star review. JT Geissinger edition. Okay, let me go ahead really quick and just put a disclaimer on this video. If you are not a JT Geissinger fan, if you have any issues with JT Geissinger, if you think or believe that JT Geissinger is problematic in any way, please sign off. Because we here at What the Smut do not. Yeah. So if you do, you are on the wrong channel. You are visiting the wrong Bookstagram page. You can go. Okay. So that being said, let's dive in because I have printed out, let's see, I have 5 or 6 pages of reviews. Most are 1-star. However, I did pull out a few that are like 2-star gems because they were just so scrumptious and delicious that I was like, I gotta pluck you. I gotta pluck you like a little grape. I'm at a vineyard. I gotta pluck you like a little grape because the thing you said was just so fucking stupid that I need to address this. So yes, but for the most part, they are 1-star reviews, and we will be heckling them or ripping them to shreds. So let's get started, shall we? We're gonna start off with a banger that was clearly done by a 97-year-old lady who doesn't know how to work the fucking internet. Okay, 1-star review. Now, also I want to go ahead and preface this with, I never shout out people's usernames. I never dox anyone. I never say like specifically who posted the review. However, if I happen to read your review, I apologize in advance for all the mean things I'm going to say. However, I probably mean them. They're exaggerated, obviously, for comedy. but I still mean them. And what you said was wrong and stupid. Okay? So, let's get started. 1-star review, right? Subject line. I like to purchase paperbacks, not Kindle. Only show Kindle separately. This is the review. I don't like the new system. Only 5% or 10% of reading the books I want to purchase. What? 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 First of all, what? I can't deduce anything of what you're talking about from the body of what you said. From the subject line, I'm gathering that maybe you accidentally purchased an ebook when you meant to buy a physical book. Maybe. But why did you leave a 1-star review for the author when your issue is with Amazon? You could have contacted customer service. This is going to be a repeat theme, I feel like. It always is. It always is. Next. Okay. Preface, right? These reviews, the next few that I'm reading, these are for the book Cruel Paradise. All of the reviews that I'm getting ready to read are for some of my favorite books by JT Geissinger. Okay? Which means I'm going to get extra salty because they shat on my favorite books. Not just any books, my favorite books. So, eat it. You're going to hear it from me, okay? So, next one. Subject line, just can't take Jules. I'm really hooked on this author and usually love an entire series. However, this book didn't hold a candle to the first book. Killian wasn't as intriguing as Liam. I feel like a dragon with smoke coming out of my nose already. And Juliet, was just the most annoying woman on earth. I finally had to give up because I just couldn't take her character another chapter. Okay, that last part is fair. Juliet was annoying. Like there was a reason behind the way she acted. Like she had trauma, right? But she was very irritating as a character. But what you said about Killian, fuck you. How dare you? Not as intriguing as Liam? He's a fucking super spy. The person that wrote this review, as much as they claim to, I'm really hooked on this author and usually love an entire series, that's a lie. Because you clearly have never read any other books. Because if you had, then you would know that Killian shows up in a shit ton of other books and has a backstory as long as my arm. He's way more intriguing than Liam. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Take your review and shove it. Shove it in your ass. Okay. Next one. They just put the title of the book in their review. I mean, in the subject line. Cruel Paradise. Okay. Thank you. This was definitely a slow burn, and I was honestly getting bored reading it up to the 50% mark. Okay. Juliet is an irritating female main character, in my opinion. Fair. I gotta let that go. She runs away from Killian all the time and mistrusts him to the point of aggravation. Killian is supposed to be this badass super spy, and he comes across as a simp for Juliet, which I did not care for. He's kind and sweet to her, and she just keeps pushing him away. I like angst back and forth romances, but this was not my cup of tea. Have you ever heard of the trope, the he falls first trope? Because that's clearly what this was. He's in love with her. He's not a simp. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. Okay, someone needs to show you because you clearly don't know what it is. This is what it is. Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, moving on. All right. Next. Not my favorite from this author. I've read a few books by JT Geissinger, but this one lacked the depth and humor I've come to expect. The story just felt 4D. What? Like she had to come up with a story for Killian and made up Juliet as his love interest. Throw in some Shakespeare and the audience will think it's deep. No. Sorry, but this one was a letdown. Okay, like she had to come up with a story for Killian. Okay, first of all, she didn't have to come up with a story for Killian. She wrote a story for Killian. Killian falling in love for, she wrote him perfectly. He's perfect. He's perfect in every way. Juliet is very annoying. I understand. Is it enough to make me dislike the book? Fuck no. I loved the book. Oh my God, I'm getting an eye twitch. Throw in some Shakespeare and the audience will think it's deep. Oh, God. Anyway, okay. Moving on. The next set is for the series, the Dangerous Beauty series. If you've read this series, you will know that it consists of 3 books. They were 3 novellas that comprised one ginormous story. Now, this book has a crap ton of shitty reviews on Amazon and probably Goodreads and other places. For fat shaming. And a lot of people on Book Talk have labeled her, JT, as fat phobic. Okay. For the purpose of this book, the reason that it has those negative reviews is because the 2 main characters of this book have, when they first meet, they have like this banter that they do between the 2 of them, this playful banter, where he makes jokes about how fat she is, and she makes jokes about how stupid he is. Obviously, she is nowhere near fat, and he is nowhere near stupid. It is a joke that they're doing. It's a bit that they're doing between the 2 of them. and taken in context of the book, actually reading the book, and as a whole, taken as a whole in the story, you can tell that none of it is being done or said with any amount of malice. Now, that being said, I am fat. I have always been fat. I grew up fat. I was bullied for being fat in school. I read this series. I put this series on my top reads of 2022. It's one of the best stories I've ever read. I know the difference. As a fucking person with common sense, I know the difference between somebody calling me fat out of malice and reading a book where someone is referencing a fat joke as part of a story. These people, Book Talk, I'm looking at you, Book Talk. These people want to think that JT is standing in front of them going, you fat. You fat. No. It's a fucking book. It's a fucking book, people. Calm down. Okay? So, the next few reviews that I read are fatphobic. They're anti-fatphobic? Can you be anti-fatphobic? Is that double negative? So, here we go. DNF, the humor isn't working for me. Too many fat jokes. Really just not funny. Well, I found them quite funny. It was very endearing, actually. If I'm being honest, the banter between the two main characters was very endearing. I fucking loved it. It made me connect with both characters. So, maybe the humor wasn't working for you because you don't have a sense of one. Think about that. Next, the stupid jokes are bad enough, but the foolish plot is even worse. 1 ridiculous star. That's the subject line. That's too much. That's too much for a subject line. Keep it short, like just a little brief thing. You don't need all that. You don't need all that. This story contains dozens of stupid jokes between the hero and heroine who delight in throwing insults at each other in the form of fat jokes, ugly jokes, farting jokes, etc. They're both gorgeous, of course, so all of those "you're so fat" and "you're so ugly" nonsense becomes downright irritating after a while. It didn't. And never stops. Rom-com and romantic suspense just don't mix very well. That's a lie. That's also a lie. And then I put like 8 asterisks and I wrote, she keeps going for ages. I didn't even bother copying the rest of her review. I just quit. Oh, you dumb bitch. Oh, you're so stupid. Okay. The next one. Disappointed. Disappointed. Unbelievable. I didn't see it coming. This is all with exclamation points, by the way. I let you string along this entire second book. In all caps, I will not read the next book. I don't care how it's going to end. That was in all caps, all of that. She's so mad. That one. That review was taken from book 2 in the series, the second novella, which clearly ends on another cliffhanger because there are 3 novellas. There are 3 novellas in the series to complete the full trilogy of books. She mad. She mad. So in this situation, who's ranting more? Me or her? It's her. It's her. But why would you leave a 1-star review though? Was the book good? Like, why? I know it ended on a cliffhanger and you're mad. I get it. But was the story good though? Was the story good though? You know it was. You know it was. Okay, next. Slow and predictable. What? What? Okay. I had to finally start skipping because it was very slow. And then to top it off, it was predictable. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, for those of you who don't know this, this book is like a kidnapping story. It's the main female character's like ex-boyfriend is like a Russian mobster whom she's on the run from. And this guy who works for a security company, I think it's in New York, has been hired by said Russian to surveil her and locate her. And he doesn't know it. He doesn't know that this dude's been beating the shit out of her for years and basically keeping her captive. And over the course of watching her, he falls in love with her. Okay? And then he's supposed to turn her back over to old boy, but no, obviously he's not gonna. So he takes her back to his boss at the security company and is like, yo, we gotta kill this dude. Well, guess what? Midway through the book, old girl gets kidnapped again. How is that predictable? Like, but she doesn't get, but she doesn't get kidnapped by the Russian. She gets kidnapped by someone else. How's that predictable? For that matter, how's that slow? Like, do you just have the attention span of a flea? This book kept me gripped to the edge of my seat the whole time. It was not predictable in the least, except for me to know that it had a fucking HEA. You're an idiot. Oh God, I've called everyone today an idiot. But you are an idiot. Because ridiculous what you said. Ridiculous what you said. Okay. Oh, the next review, subject line, ridiculous. Ridiculous what you said. The whole series was over the top ridiculous. It was so over, she had to over twice. Too much information on one hand and not enough information on the other. I think the whole story went sideways. What the fuck are you talking about? That's like a running theme for all of these reviews. What the fuck are you talking about? What information is missing? Crystal clear, the whole fucking story, crystal clear. What were you confused on? I will assist you. Hit me in my DMs and I will answer the question for you. What? Why would you leave a negative review for something like that? If you're confused, go ask somebody. Like, we're not responsible, the author's not responsible for your comprehension skills. Sorry. Damn. You didn't enjoy the book, that's one thing. You didn't understand the book, that's another. Fuck. This ain't school. Okay, this ain't class. If you didn't understand the assignment, raise your hand. Teacher, I need help. Next. The dark turn this series took is excessive. She was on the run from the beginning from a mobster who beat the shit out of her. From the beginning. Okay, that's the subject line. Now her fucking review. I'll start by saying the book, like all this author's work, is very well written, and book 1 and 2 of this series were amazing. I enjoyed those, but this book took too dark a turn for my taste. All that Eva went through was just way too much. I started just skimming through those parts because of how horrible they were, but eventually had to stop reading altogether. They were leaving such a bad taste in my mouth that it basically sucked the life out of even the lighter scenes. I'm sure the story ends well, but I'm also sure that if I keep reading the excessively humiliating and horrific things that the heroine is going through, I'll be too emotionally exhausted to care about the ending. Did you check, like, for trigger warnings before you read this book? Did you? Did you? You didn't, did you? You didn't, did you? Yeah. I will not lie, the end of this book is quite traumatic. There is a lot of trauma. The main female character goes through some shit. However, I will reiterate, it is made very apparent from day one that he beat the crap out of her and she was terrified of him. It was also made apparent that if he ever got his hands on her again, that would probably happen to her. And if this story is so fucking predictable, then it was inevitable that would happen, isn't it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, the next two are from Carnal Urges, which is like a fan favorite. Everybody loves this fucking book. I loved this book, and so did everyone else. So how these two bitches didn't love this book, I don't know. Number 1, DNF. You think? Stopped at chapter 7. This book is kind of cheesy. Loved Sloane in book 1. Declan is a weak gangster too soon. I just didn't buy it, so I'm out. What? Okay. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There is no shame in DNFing a book. I'm gonna say that. However, if you want to talk trash about that book, make sure that you actually put forth effort to read that book. If you got 30% into that book and you still couldn't get into it, then that's fine. DNF the book. You gave it your best shot. Proud of you. You did good. Proud of you. If you read 7 chapters of a book and you DNF it because it's so boring and you just can't get into it, and then you want to go on and leave a 1-star review and talk shit, fuck you. You didn't give the book a fair shot. You suck. You just brought down the author's overall rating because you couldn't give the book the time of day. Because, what was it he said? It's kind of cheesy. Why? Because the main characters had banter between them? That's literally that's like the main thing that everyone loved about this fucking book. Oh my God, I love Sloane and Declan's banter. The banter between the two main characters. Oh my God, it's so funny. They're so funny. They're so funny and cute together. It's the number one thing that people loved about them. But for you, it was cheesy. Okay. Maybe you would have gotten more into the book and been able to enjoy it if you had read past chapter 7. You can't properly diagnose a book and whether or not you will enjoy it by reading 7 chapters. People who get 8% into a book and then go, DNF, it was boring. Ugh. No, you're boring. You're boring. Yeah. I want to flush you down the toilet. Okay. Like, you are literally in the minority of people who didn't like the banter between Declan and Sloane. You're in the 0.01%. You're a fucking weirdo. Okay, next. Subject line. Nope. Hero, Declan, second in command. Heroine, there's like a little dash. Sloane. Okay, thank you for the synopsis. I didn't like this story, exclamation point. I stopped at 33%. I just couldn't take it anymore. Their banter back and forth was cute in the beginning, but later it got annoying and very old. We have Declan, who was ordered to kidnap Sloane since she was the cause of this big war. In the process of getting kidnapped, someone killed the boss, so Declan became the new boss. He was super boring. Actually, they both were. Sloane, who we met in the previous book, is best friends with Nat. I just didn't like it. I'm not going to waste my time, and we'll move on to the next book. How do you do that? How do you just go, this one's boring me? I've only read a tiny little portion of the book, and it's boring me. I'm going to skip it and go to the next one in the series. How do you do that without completely losing the plot? Like, without completely losing the storyline that runs in the background of the entire series. I don't understand people who have brains like that. But I just didn't like it. I'm not going to waste my time. Okay. Forget about all the time that JT wasted writing this book. It's fine. No big deal. And you stopped at 33%. Well, I literally just said 30%. You could DNF the book. You can DNF the book after 30% if you don't like it. I have to eat my words from before, don't I? However, I will say their banter was not annoying. You're Okay. The next one is taken from Savage Hearts, which was my favorite book from the Queens and Monsters series. It was my favorite book. I think it's book 3. Even over Declan and Sloane's book. Mal and Riley. Oh, God. I love their book so much. Tagline, disappointing. I really enjoyed the previous book, so I was hoping Savage Hearts would continue to flow. Sadly, it didn't live up to my expectations. Riley wasn't my cuppa. Clearly a British person. And the chemistry between her and Mal was meh. Oh, you liar. Oh, you liar. Yes, the steam was great, but the emotional connection was very much lacking. Oh, you fucking liar! Oh, God. Okay. I felt Riley was similar in her behavior to her sister Sloane. Lies! Yes, they can have similar traits, but the dialogue felt like Sloane and carnal urges. Lies! Also, Riley, just like Sloane being kidnapped, wasn't doing the story any favors. Mal was an okay hero, but he's not my favorite. I just didn't believe in their love story. The last 3 chapters conveniently resolved Riley's... Oh, God. I can't even talk. The last 3 chapters conveniently resolved Riley's current predicament, which I thought was just too easy an solution for her and the overall story. So you didn't like that the last 3 chapters wrapped up the story. The way a book should do. Fucking idiot. God, I hate you. The thing I was invested in was Spider and Kieran. The author has laid a great foundation for the next book, which is Spiders. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't continue on with this series. I'm hoping Spider can bring it back on the right course again. Oh, God. Okay. The emotional connection was lacking. Have you lost your fucking mind? Have you lost your fucking mind? Okay. No. Wrong. Inaccurate. No. No. I just can't. There's nothing else I can say. I just can't. There's nothing. No. Okay. I've got 2 more and then we'll be done. These last 2 are from Spider's book. And this confused. At least 2/3 of this book was written porn. Storyline weak, banter tiring, and main leads both annoying. I didn't feel the chemistry between them except for the physical aspects. Apart from that, they were not believable. Actually, the story was unbelievable. I like reading books that seem realistic, but in mafia, be it mafia romance, enemies to lovers, whatever, for me the escape is in the believability of the storyline. I was left both disappointed and confused. Okay, first of all, at least 2/3 of this book was written porn. What is your complaint? What is your complaint? Storyline weak, banter tiring, and main leads both annoying. Spider was not annoying. Ray was not annoying. Ray was a take charge powerhouse, okay? She was hard, because she had to be hard. When you realize why she was like that, it explained a lot of shit. Don't ever, ever, ever call my spider baby weak, okay? Because he's not. Fuck you, okay? Next, okay. Liked the story, disliked the characters. Ray was annoying and I didn't love Spider. The first book in this series was a big winner, but the following 3 have been disappointments. All right, well, first of all, everyone knows the first book in every series is usually my least favorite. So the fact that the first book was your favorite automatically makes you enemy number 1. You're enemy number 1. Oh my God. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with y'all? We've come to the portion of our story where I quite literally rip you to shreds. You're stupid. Everything you said was dumb. Your review was wrong. Your words are stupid. Your face is dumb. Well, maybe your face is not dumb. But your review is definitely dumb. Yeah. Listen. Do I think that every JT book is a hit out of the park? No. Have I found issue with some things that JT has written? In terms of like, have I been like, this is me? Sure. Is she my favorite author? No. Do I think that she's a phenomenal writer? Yes. Do I think that she's racist or fat-phobic? No. Do I think any of these reviews hold any merit? No. So in closing, children, I really thank you guys so much for coming to another video. And even though I don't think I really had any meltdowns on this video, there's really no steam coming out of my ears this time. Maybe next time, we'll see. But I thank you guys so much for joining me for another video. If you like this video, if you like me, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If you would like, you can follow me on social media. I will link them all in the description box below, and I'll put a little banner here on the screen for you guys to see. If you're interested in purchasing some of my bookish merch, like this Malishka t-shirt that I'm wearing right now from Danielle Laurie's Maid series, I will put a little link here on the screen for you guys to see, and I will link it in the description box below as well. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'm done. I'm Audi 5000, bitches. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me for another video, another little rant sesh. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Let the hate flow through you. Let the rage flow through you. I had to go and use my inhaler. Because I knew I was getting ready to go in. Are you ready? Let's go, girls. Dun, 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 dun. Whoa! Ha. Seriously. Seriously. Every time I hear that, intro, I could kick down a door. I get so hyped. I get so hyped. I wanna know what love is. I'm gonna stop. I want you to show me. And another one down, another one down, another one bites the dust. There's a gnat in here flying around my face. It's making me pissed off. I'm getting pissed off. I am done for today. I did 2. I don't want to do the other 2. I'm tired. I don't want to. I don't wanna, okay? You can't make me because you're not my real dad. You're not my real dad. You're not my real dad. When I sit down to do my review for The Words by Ashley Jade, it's going to be a clusterfuck. I have 6 pages of notes. Why did I do that? I don't know. I said I wasn't going to keep like crazy notes anymore because it just makes me review longer. Clearly that was a lie. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go. I